Hi guys, welcome to the Knowldgist, and today we're going to be talking about the Anechoic Chamber. This one is just green screen, so I can't actually do any tests in it, but we will be actually talking about real ones that exist throughout the world. You actually learn a surprising amount from the audio around our heads. For example, there's the obvious things, like when your brain turns on the language processing part of the brain. Or that when you hear footsteps, that means that something or someone is nearby. But there are actually also the more nuanced things. So these nuanced things are like when your brain actually listens to the echo around the room to try and figure out how big the room you're in is. Even if you only consciously actually notice the echo, when you're in a big hallway and you can hear your voice coming back to you, your unconscious brain actually notices it all the time. So your brain is always listening to the echo around you to figure out exactly how much space is around you by reading the information gathered at the Anechoic Chamber in Minneapolis. By the way guys, anechoic is actually Greek for echoless. That's why it's called an anechoic room, because there's no echoes inside of it, so it's an echoless room. The Anechoic Chamber is a large room that is filled from floor to ceiling in sound form, like the place I'm in right now. Well, I'm not actually in the place, but green screen. So I can be wherever I want. Right now I'm on the Great Wall of China. Now I'm in the bottom of the sea. Now I'm on top of Mount Everest. I can literally be anywhere with green screen. But yeah, anyway, so the Anechoic Chamber is a chamber or a room that's filled from literally floor to ceiling with sound foam. So this is sound foam. Usually professionals use it whenever you're trying to dampen the sound waves so that you can't hear the echo back in a big room. I'm not using any right now, but I am using the microphone, so that kind of helps with it. But anyway, because of this echoless environment, because of all the sound foam, it actually fools your brain into thinking that it's a really small room. Because in a really small room, you can't hear the echo. But in this big room, even though it's huge, because there's no echo coming back to you, it actually fools your brain into thinking that the room is tiny. This means that it's actually really hard for people like claustrophobes, who are people who are scared of being in small spaces. They can't go in there or stay in there for too long because it feels like they're in a really tiny space. It actually forces them to get out. Well, I mean, doesn't literally force them, but their brain doesn't like them being inside of there, so that's why it makes them go out. I actually have a few friends who are claustrophobic. I wonder if they would go in there. Because of the echoless nature in the room, there's actually records of people literally going insane in these types of rooms because of the weird nature of not having any echoes coming back to your ears, even though you can see that it's a huge room. So some people literally went insane because of this stuff. So there's actually a second reason for the uneasy environment in the room. So basically, if something happens frequently enough, your brain stops noticing it. For example, I have this one cloth bracelet that I have on my wrist, and I literally take it to sleep because it's just cloth and I can sleep in it. This means that my brain is always reacting to it being right there. So eventually, it stops noticing that there's a cloth bracelet on my wrist, and it just accepts that it's there. So it stops telling my conscious self it's there, which means that I'm never actually noticing that it's there unless I'm actively thinking about it, or if I take it off and put it back on. But if I happen to take my cloth bracelet off from my right hand and put it on my left hand, then my brain would start noticing it, because now it's a new thing that it hasn't experienced before, so now it's going to be a bit wary about it and tell my conscious self that it should maybe worry or at least notice it. So the same thing happens with echoes. Literally ever since you're born, your brain is hardwired into trying to figure out how big the space you're in is. So that means literally from birth, you're always listening to the space around you to see how big it is. But in the Anechoic Chamber, you're basically stripping away something that's been with you for so long. Because now in an Anechoic Chamber, you don't have echo. Even though your entire life, you've had some form of echo. So because of this, it fools your brain into thinking that something weird is going on, and it makes you feel uneasy. Even though your conscious self might not actually understand what's making you feel uneasy and makes you want to get out of the room, there's something about it. So because of that, a bunch of people actually don't like going in there, even people who aren't claustrophobic. Your brain is at loss because something that's been with it for so long is just gone. So that's why it makes you uneasy and makes you want to go out. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. It's been really fun making this video and using my green screen like that. So anyway, remember to like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends about this video, because if you tell all your friends, more people watch it. And that means that I can make more videos because I know that people are actually watching it, which means that more people get to learn, and that means that I'm making more videos, which is just better for everyone if everyone's learning new things. So anyway, bye guys, make sure to subscribe. See ya.